The Lord be with you. A reading of the Holy Gospel according to John. John was standing with two of his disciples, and as he watched Jesus walk by, he said, "Behold, the Lamb of God." The two disciples heard what he said, and they followed Jesus. And Jesus turned and saw them following him, and he said to them, "What are you looking for?" They said to him, "Rabbi," which translated means teacher, "where are you staying?" And Jesus said to them, "Come, and you will see." So they went, and they saw where Jesus was staying, and they stayed with him that same day. It was about 4 p.m. Now Andrew, the brother of Simon Peter, was one of the two who heard and followed Jesus. He first found his brother Simon, and he told him, "We have found the Messiah," which is translated Christ. Then he brought him to Jesus. Jesus looked at Simon and said, "You are Simon, the son of John. You will be called Cephas," which is translated Peter. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise you.
Who'd have thought it? I made 8 straight months here. I've never lived 8 months in a row here. I've been a summer monk when it's warm and pleasant. I hate cold weather. I hate cold rooms. Well, I made 8 months and counting. How did I, in all my mediocrity, do that? Well, I got some good advice from someone one time that I try to follow. She said, "I can do anything if it's temporary." And I like that. Don't think about doing something forever. Think about doing it today. I have 2 sisters, and they both are recovering from foot surgery. And it's a long, hard haul. And so I think about them, just not thinking about how long is this going to be, but whatever I have to do, I'll do it for today. And so I like that. I will do it for today. And so when I get up each morning, at some point, hopefully earlier than later in the day, I ask myself, "Why are you here, Terry?" I think it's an important question, because I can get caught up in routines, which for me soon become ruts. And if I'm in a rut, then I'm focused on getting tasks done. And I don't think I'm here for all those tasks. I'm not here to be a bread baker, cook a fish dinner, be the librarian, or any other particular things that I might do. That's not why I'm here. So why am I here? Well, I take some advice from Eli in the first reading, who said to Samuel, "Just say, 'Speak, Lord, your servant is listening.'" That's why I'm here each day. But there's a lot to that phrase. For one, God spoke to Samuel when Samuel was asleep. Not when Samuel was sitting in centering prayer. You know, often I get caught up with, "Okay, God, here I am for a half hour. You can talk to me now. I'm open. I'm waiting." That becomes a rut. Rather, God comes when God comes. And if I were to say, "Oh, I can't listen to you, Lord. I've got to get my sleep," I got to do this task. I have to take care of a ranch. I have to build furniture. I got abbatial duties, and so on and so forth. Well, no wonder God doesn't seem to be talking to us. So I have to say, 24/7, I need to be open to God's surprising coming into my life. So when I'm doing a task, I try to be open. And I am amazed at how many times when I'm right in the middle of something, I'll just have a nudge, just an inclination. Stop. Wait. Listen. And it's amazing. Sometimes I'll just say, why don't you go sit in the chapel for a couple of minutes? No time, like how long? Just sit for a couple of minutes and be present. Just sort of an invitation. Well, let's go back to the phrase, though. Speak, Lord. Well, do you ever listen to anybody when you're talking? No, probably not. So if your prayers are all verbalized, then I don't think you're listening. So I have to be taking time, be open to listening. That is, stop talking, verbal prayers, and stop paying attention to my mind and all my thoughts. Centering prayer teaches us how to do that. And just wait as a servant. That is, wait open to God's will. If I say, Lord, help me to finish this task, maybe that's not God's will. God couldn't care less. Be open to God's will. And be open to the surprising places you find God. The ark is right there where Samuel and Eli are. And a lot of us Catholics would say, we have to go to this particular place to listen to God or see God or be with God. God can be anywhere, even in your sleep. And so, trying to be open, and notice that Samuel is not particularly bright. It takes 4 times before he finally gets it. And he simply repeats what Eli tells him to say. It says in that reading of Samuel, he's not familiar with God. He doesn't know God. It's like a first grader being told what to believe or what to say. They say it because, the teacher or the nun tells you to say it. But that's no depth. But that's good news for us if we don't have a particular deep spiritual life. We think, well, God's not going to talk to me. I have no depth. But don't worry about it. Look at little Samuel. He knows nothing from nothing, and God's talking to him. So God chooses us. We need to be ready, open, as servant to God's will, listening without paying attention to our thoughts, and shut up your words. And so we do that, and what do we have? We have right over to the gospel. You have people who say they're following Jesus. Well, I don't want to be a follower of Jesus just yet. I want to stay with Jesus on a regular basis. And eventually, maybe I'll follow. These are followers. They're following Jesus. And he says, well, what are you looking for? They say the right thing. They just don't stay long enough at it. They say, where are you staying? He says, come, see where I am. And when we open ourselves to the deeper dimension of listening to God, I'll speak only for myself, discover that Jesus Christ is in the heart center of me. And so they stay with Jesus, but just for a day. They do it once. It's kind of having enlightenment. You're enlightened as to who Jesus is in that time. So what they get is a little bit more than what Samuel has. They get faith. They get doctrine. They get dogma. We have found the Messiah. We have found the Christ. But they didn't stay long enough in prayer to deal with all their shortcomings, their faults, their character defects, the stuff that's going to get in the way to being Christ in the world, which is Lamb. That's one who gives up of oneself for others. soon as the cross comes along, all his followers, they're gone. And I've met so many people who are Christians in dogma. They got the right doctrine, but they have no particular depth. And I don't want to be one of those people. I'm already one of those people. I don't want to just be one of those people, because I could end up saying I'm Christian and do a lot of bad behavior, as we might have seen recently. So I need to ask myself each day, Terry, why are you here? And maybe you can ask yourself that too. Why are you here? Why are you living and doing the way and what you do? Some of us make great efforts in our daily routines to be healthy so we can stay alive for a long time. Why? As someone said to me, would you rather have a long life without any meaning, or would you rather have a life packed with meaning? I would rather have my life packed with meaning. And Jesus Christ is my meaning. But I have to ask myself, otherwise my faults will take over each day, Terry, why are you here? And ask yourself that. Why are you where you are?